So a few lessons that come out of that case, or out of the story of Prince Carwash. First, it is still black letter law in America and in the state of California that ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you violate a law you don't know about, you or your business is still going to have to pay the penalty. Now, in a country and in a state where there are some 5,000 new laws generated every year, we may eventually have to revisit that idea that ignorance of the law is no excuse. But for now, ignorance of the law is still no excuse, and it's your responsibility to know all of the laws that apply to you and your business. And if you don't, you're at risk. Second thing is that here in California or anywhere else, if one of your dreams is to own your own business someday, here where you learn about business law is one of the places where your dream can either be made or broken. So put some extra effort into this course and learn the law to protect yourself and protect your business. Now, items from this Prince Carwash story that will show up on your first exam. The first one is the 8th Amendment is the constitutional amendment that says there shall be no excessive fines. And the 14th Amendment is the constitutional amendment that says that applies to actions not just by the federal government, but also by state and local governments. Okay, another thing is your first legal term of art of the course. And that is that before you can go to a court of law and ask a state court judge to intervene in your dispute with an administrative agency, you must first exhaust all administrative remedies. So your first legal term of art in this course, that is a word or a phrase that has a special legal meaning, is exhaust all administrative remedies. And that will show up on your first test. And what it means is that if the administrative agency that you are disputing with has an appeals process, like Dora Delphin says you got to go before the administrative law judge, and if you don't like the decision by the administrative law judge, you may have to go to a 3-person appeals panel within the agency, and if you don't like the appeals panel's agency decision, you may have to go up to the labor commissioner yourself and have a hearing there. You have to, if there is a required process of appeals up through the agency, you have to go all the way up through the appeals process at the agency and give them every opportunity to correct the problem before you go to a state court and ask a court judge to intervene. If not, when you get to the state court, one of the first questions the judge will ask you is, have you first exhausted all administrative remedies? And if you say no, the judge will say, then get out of my court, come back when you've done that. So that is your first legal term of art. You must first exhaust all administrative remedies before asking a court of law to intervene in your dispute with a government agency. And the final point here, which will also be on your first test, is if you ever do get into a dispute with an administrative agency, whether it be you individually or your business, the time to get your lawyer involved is before you go to the first hearing. The time to get your lawyer involved is before you go to the first hearing, because at that first hearing you must raise all of your defenses or you have lost the right to raise it later. So that's the legend of Prince Carwash. First set of testable lessons for your course in business law.